Bachelor Pad, how are you? Where have you been? Long time no see. Mr. Tusshar Kapoor, thank you so much for joining me at ETimes.
Thank you so much, Vicky, for a very warm welcome. और मैं यही हूँ, बस थोड़ा socially distanced हूँ, सब लोगों की तरह.
I'm going to start this straight away with your book, Bachelor Pad, and which is what we are going to talk largely today about. I must tell you that the name which you have had for your son, Lakshya, is so apt. Is so apt. Children are always the first priority in life. And it just goes with that. It just goes with that.
Goal, the word Laksh means goal. So I think children should be the first priority for all parents, and जितना भी हो सके. तो मेरा भी लक्ष्य अभी लक्ष्य ही है. So it's an appropriate name, but the credit इसका श्रेय मैं लक्ष्य का श्रेय मैं उसकी बुआ को दूंगा जिन्होंने ये नाम डिसाइड किया. मेरा आइडिया नहीं था. She decided the name.
ये एकता ने डिसाइड किया नाम, लेकिन कितना समय लगा? Did you all go back and forth on some other names, and how did this all zero down finally on Lakshya?
Yes, एक लिस्ट एकता ने एक शॉर्ट लिस्ट किया था, एक लिस्ट, और उसमें certain letters के मतलब इनिशियल होने चाहिए थे नाम में. मतलब इनिशियल लेटर्स ये 2-3 लेटर्स ही होने चाहिए थे जो एकता ने बताया था मुझे. एंड देन वी हैड अ शॉर्ट लिस्ट ऑफ अ फ्यू नेम्स, और उसमें से आई थिंक मुझे लक्ष्य सबसे अच्छा लगा साउंड करने में. और बहुत यूनिक नाम है, बहुत कॉमन नाम नहीं है. सो वी डिसाइडेड ऑन लक्ष्य.
6 साल के बाद ये किताब आ रही है. 6 साल पहले लक्ष्य का जन्म हुआ. Where was this moment, Tushar, that it struck you that okay, let me put it out, let me write this book?
जैसे 5 साल खत्म हो गए, 4-5 साल खत्म हो गए, और जैसे ही मतलब लक्ष्य स्कूल जाने लगा, स्कूल जाने के बाद 1-2 साल और हो गए, तो मैं सब कुछ खुद कर रहा था और अभी भी करता हूँ. लेकिन इतने साल मतलब जब मैंने गुजार लिए थे एज अ बैचलर डैड, तो मेरे फ्रेंड्स कलीग्स मुझे कहते थे कि आप मतलब कि सारे बर्थडे पार्टीज में अकेले जाते हो बाबा के साथ, आप मतलब जो माएँ करती हैं प्ले एरियाज का जो काम है या फिर घर पे बच्चे को संभालने का जो काम है आप खुद करते हो, क्यों ना आप अपनी एक्सपीरियंसेस को एक बुक में लेकर आओ. बिकॉज मैं मतलब इतनी नॉलेज लोगों के सामने जाहिर करता था. सो ऑल माय गर्लफ्रेंड्स यू नो हु आर मॉम्स नाउ, जिनके साथ मैं बातें करता था बच्चों के बारे में, परवरिश के बारे में, तो वो मुझे कहते थे कि आप क्यों ना अपनी एक्सपीरियंस को एक बुक में लेकर आते हो, क्यों ना लेकर लाते हो यू नो अपनी एक्सपीरियंसेस को, अपनी नॉलेज को. और आपकी जर्नी इतनी अलग रही है एज अ बैचलर डैड, तो राइट अ बुक. लेकिन मैंने सोचा कि नहीं, बुक कैसे लिखूंगा, किसके साथ लिखूंगा. लेकिन मैंने 1-2 फ्रेंड्स को मतलब एक आइडिया बाउंस ऑफ किया था. एंड देन इवेंचुअली जब पेंगुइन का ऑफर आया थ्रू एन एजेंट, जब पेंगुइन का ऑफर आया तो मैंने डिसाइड किया कि हाँ अभी लगता है कि 5 साल हो गए, टाइम सही है, आई शुड राइट अ बुक. एंड मेरे लिए भी अच्छा होगा कि मुझे लिखने का मौका मिलेगा और लोगों के सामने एक अलग तुषार लोगों के सामने आ सकता है एज अ पेरेंट, as an individual, somebody who's independent, not just the actor Tushar, but somebody who's also a writer, somebody who's also a parent, and different facets of my personality will be out in front of people through this book. So तब मैंने वो decide किया, and it was like suddenly like I thought that okay, this is something I should do, and then obviously gradually ये भी decide किया कि खुद लिखूंगा. और फिर लॉकडाउन हो गया तो फिर और अच्छा हो गया, at least as far as this book is concerned, क्योंकि फिर मुझे लॉकडाउन के बारे में इस बुक में लिखने का मौका मिला. As a parent, how I dealt with the lockdown. So eventually, I think everything happens with a little bit of planning and a lot to do with destiny.
तो बैचलर डैड जो टाइटल दिया आपने बुक को, उसका श्रेय किसको जाता है?
There is somebody, a writer whom I had met when I was going to start writing this book, and she suggested this idea before I took it on my head to write this book myself. She had suggested कि ये title इसका हम Bachelor Dad रख सकते हैं, and it's a good idea. And thereafter, when I started writing the book, I registered the title also because I liked it, and Penguin also liked it. So that idea came, I think, through this writer friend, and the agent also suggested कि Bachelor Dad होना चाहिए इस book का नाम.
तो आप इसको कब लिखते थे? You know, generally thoughts जो आते हैं, you know, when you're taking a walk in your terrace, now obviously there was a lockdown, or you know, when you're sitting alone in your room, or maybe I remember Devanand telling me once that thoughts come to me when I'm having a bath. एंड ये थॉट्स आपको जो आते थे कि अभी क्या लिखना है, हाउ डिड दे ऑल accumulate?
मुझे मतलब कि मुझे भी थोड़ा ऐसे बिगिनिंग में थोड़ा ऐसा महसूस हो रहा था कि मैं कैसे लिखूंगा, क्या आइडियाज आएंगे, इतने सारे चैप्टर्स लिखने हैं। तो पहले तो मैंने सोचा 7-8 चैप्टर्स ही लिखूंगा और 50,000 वर्ड्स होने चाहिए, मतलब अप्रोक्सीमेटली, छोटी नहीं होनी चाहिए बुक ज्यादा। सो आई यूज्ड टू वंडर कि कैसे करूंगा ये सब। बट जब मैं रात को एक टाइम मैंने अलॉट किया कि मैं हर हर रात को 1 या 2 घंटे बैठकर लिखूंगा, 9:30 के बाद, मे बी आफ्टर डिनर, because I couldn't write in the day because we were locked down and I was busier in the lockdown with my son. I was busy with, I was doing post production work for a film. Lots of things were happening. Workout bhi ghar pe kar raha tha. You know how we were, like a lot of people were very free and bored, but I was very very busy in the lockdown. So I said I'm not going to be able to take 3 months out and just write this book. And I decided to write it in the nights. लेकिन जब मैं बैठता था लिखने के लिए तो बिगनिंग में मुश्किल लगता था थोड़ा, मतलब एक अपने दिमाग, आपके दिमाग का आइस ब्रेकर करने में थोड़ा मुश्किल होता था, बट इवेंचुअली आफ्टर राइटिंग फॉर 15, 20, 25 मिनट्स, फिर I realized that it's flowing naturally, lots of ideas are coming, thoughts are coming, then more thoughts would come. So what I used to do is that I used to keep writing as thoughts came. Then I used to take those notes and reorganize them on a word file. So I'm able to really plan my thoughts. सारे मतलब jumbled up नहीं आए. So I had to do this strategy of writing it on a piece of paper first. Then I used to write it on a word file. Then I used to edit that word file. Then I used to read it again. Then I used to send that chapter to Penguin. So I used to follow this pattern, and it took me 10 months to finish the book.
It reminds me of the way I used to write stories in my life earlier. I never wrote directly on the laptop. I first wrote them down in a rough book with a pen, the stories. And then I used to put it on the laptop or the computer.
Yes. मैंने भी पहले यही सोचा था कि मैं सिर्फ लिखूंगा। मुझे आइडिया नहीं था कि टेक्नोलॉजी इतनी आगे बढ़ गई है फॉर राइटर्स। तो मैं सोच रहा था कि मैं सिर्फ बुक पे लिखूंगा, वही भेजूंगा। पर मुझे एजेंट ने बताया कि टुडे एवरीथिंग इज डन ऑन वर्ड, एंड दिस पूरी बुक जो मैंने लॉकडाउन में लिखी है, मैंने पूरा मतलब लॉकडाउन में ही लिखा है, लॉकडाउन में ही भेजा है उनको, लॉकडाउन में ही एडिट किया है, और अभी लॉकडाउन में ही प्रमोट कर रहा हूँ, और लॉकडाउन में ही ऑनलाइन ही रिलीज होगी। So it's like I have been on communication with Penguin for so many things online. I have never met them personally. I have not met them personally. I've only met the agent personally because we met before the lockdown started. But everybody else, it's only been online. So, we are working from home and it's all possible. But I couldn't write it and send it to them I couldn't hand them a book of, my writing work. I had to do it on a Word file. So I had to start doing it on a Word file immediately after I started writing notes.
सबसे पहले किसको बताया फैमिली में कि that you want to become a single parent?
That I want to become a single parent. Okay, I told basically सबसे पहले मैंने अपने आप से कहा, सबसे पहले मैं मतलब कि जो steps करने थे, medically, वो सब मैंने किए. And then after it was successful, I told my mom first, and she told my dad, and then I told my sister after a couple of months. I went by the doctor's instructions, because I was supposed to be, we were supposed to be very, very confidential about it, because it's a procedure that has to be done very, very sensitively. So we took steps in telling every family member, and mom was the first person I told.
Tell me her reaction.
She was a bit surprised, she was a bit shocked, but immediately she said that it's up to you. आपका decision है, आपको अगर ये करना है, आप ready है, तो we are ready, we are with you. But एक बात ध्यान रखो कि आपको ये रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी निभानी है। हम लोग ग्रैंड पेरेंट्स होके we can help you, but eventually I am a working mom, she said. Your dad is also working, you are also working, so you have to be ready to take on this onyx on your own, and if you're open to it, if you're clear about it, we are with you. So there was no objection, thankfully. मैंने सब ये बुक में लिखा है, ये सब किताब में लिखा है, ये सब मतलब स्टेप बाय स्टेप की क्या फीलिंग्स थी, क्या कंफ्यूजन्स थी, मॉम ने क्या कहा, फिर क्या डैड ने क्या कहा, ये सब मैंने एड्रेस किया।
डैड्स रिएक्शन?
he was, I thought maybe he would be a little, थोड़ा उनको मतलब शायद डाउट लगेगा कि how can this happen, and ये मतलब एक बहुत ही अलग रास्ता चुन लिया इसने, नया रास्ता चुन लिया, but he was very cool about it. और जो मतलब मजे की बात है उनके रिएक्शन को लेकर, वो मैं यहाँ नहीं रिवील करूंगा क्योंकि आई थिंक वो बुक का मजा निकल आएगा। तो आप बुक पढ़िए तो उसमें बताऊंगा कि उनका क्या रिएक्शन था एक्चुअली, बट ही वाज वेरी सपोर्टिव, ही वाज लाइक as long as he's happy, that's what he said.
He broke into a dance. Can't forget his
No,
dances
no,
on
no.
screen.
He doesn't get overexcited. He's a little, he's very guarded with his excitement as far as the family is concerned. I think उनके career को लेकर वो बहुत excited होते थे, फिल्मों को लेकर. I think he was a very very extrovertish person when he was an actor. But अभी जब personal matters होती हैं, family matters होती हैं, तो वो इतना react नहीं करते. वो बोलते Jesus says Jai Mata Di. He's a very different person. He's I won't say he's changed, but you know that he's not the same person he was when he was acting in movies, and he's always very cautious. He waits for the outcome. He's weighing his reactions correctly because life has become more uncertain than it was when he was working in movies. You know, it was different then, and today I think there are so many parameters that need to be taken into consideration. So वो अभी थोड़ा मतलब कॉशियस हो गए हैं, वो इतना रिएक्ट नहीं करते, वो डांस तो अभी नहीं करते ऐसा, जब ब्रेक इनटू अ डांस तो करते नहीं। वो अगर मैं उनको लेके जाऊंगा कोई रियलिटी शो में या मतलब किसी फिल्मी फंक्शन में और उनको बुलाएंगे डांस करने के लिए, तो वो उस वक्त ही विल डांस विदाउट बैटिंग एन आईलिड, ही विल डांस इमीडिएटली, बट दैट्स अ डिफरेंट हिम. एट होम ही इज वेरी डिफरेंट.
And Ekta's reaction, I remember she telling you that you have guts.
She didn't say it in a sense that you know, you've done something very shocking. ये तो मतलब जब लक्ष्य पैदा होने वाला था तो उन्होंने मुझे बताया, एक्चुअली जब पैदा हो भी गया था, he was in his cot and I was just going to announce, he said that you've done something that, you know, you will show the way to others. No, that was never my intention. I never did this to break any path or to be some sort of a trailblazer or anything. I did it because I wanted to do it and it was my paternal instinct. पर उन्होंने मुझे बताया कि ये रास्ता आपने दूसरों के लिए भी मतलब एक रास्ता दिखा दिया उनको, तो आपने जो किया मतलब वो बहुत लोग डरते हैं, चाहते हैं सिंगल पेरेंट्स ये करें लेकिन बहुत डरते हैं बहुत, लेकिन आपने बहुत गट्स दिखाई है. That's what she meant. She didn't mean it in the sense that you have guts. I mean that how could you do this? You've done. It was not that way. It was in the sense that you've really broken barriers and shown others the way.
The book is set to release in a few days' time. But I remember, you know, Tushar, you saying that you wrote this book also because there were certain messages you tried to portray in the, I mean, you tried to give in the media, but they got lost in translation. What were those messages?
Messages in the sense that just like how you are asking me now, a lot of times people ask me that how you managing, आप कैसे manage करते हो, और things like क्या reactions थे, कि how did you take all the different reactions. तो ऐसा कभी-कभी lost in translation मतलब कि लोगों को समझ में नहीं आता है कि मैंने ये क्यों किया, कैसे मैं परवरिश कर रहा हूं अपने बेटे का. Through interviews they don't get the right picture because it's not quoted by me directly, and even if it is quoted by me, I think the context is probably getting lost in translation. And if I start from the beginning in a book, like from the beginning as to when I decided that okay, maybe time is running out and the biological clock is running out, and then जब मैंने decide किया कि ये एक अलग रास्ता अपना सकता हूँ to become a parent, और फिर लक्ष्य का घर पे आना, then I think people will get a clearer picture. तो confusion नहीं होगा, because अभी भी ऐसा भी लगता है कि लोगों को कि मुझे बहुत मेहनत करना पड़ रहा है बच्चे को बड़ा करने में, या फिर कुछ लोगों को लगता है कि मेरी मॉम और डैड मेरी सहायता कर रहे हैं, वो ही सब कुछ कर रहे हैं. फिर कभी-कभी लोगों को लगता है कि you know, if there is an option to adopt also, फिर मैंने adopt क्यों नहीं किया. तो अभी भी मतलब हमारी हिंदुस्तान की जनता है जो जानना चाहती है, जो मतलब कि थोड़ी क्लूलेस है इन सब चीजों को लेकर, मेरी लाइफ के बारे में इन सब चीजों को लेकर, उनके लिए I wanted to write this book so that they know the true honest picture about how I came how I became a single parent, and what is life like after that. That's why I've written it. So it's not something that, it's nothing major. I'm not saying that things that are lost in translation are really, really too many. I'm just saying that there are lots of questions that people have. So I wanted to answer those questions through this book.
These are some very important statements you have made in the previous answer. But Tushar, I must also ask you, with Ravi coming into the family, Ekta's son, Lakshya must be having superb company, and it must be fun at home.
Yes, of course. It's more the merrier, and Ravi is also like my son, and Laksh loves him, and having him around, he loves him a lot. And Ravi also looks up to him a lot. So I'm happy that they will grow up together. That's all I can say.
Yeah, we see their pictures together with you, with Ekta. It's lovely to see that whole atmosphere. It's just fantastic.
Thank you so much, Vicky.
Parties में जाने को कैसा लगता है, तुषार? When you go to Karina's party for Taimu's birthday, and how do you feel? I mean, you really love this, right?
Yeah, I get to catch up with all my friends who are parents, not just on the film line, but even outside the film line. So I never socialized so much when I was single, but now as a parent, I get to socialize so much. और लक्ष्य के जरिए मेरी social life भी मतलब पूरी हो जाती है, तो मुझे रात को बाहर जाने का मतलब इंटरेस्ट रहता ही नहीं, क्योंकि मैं क्लब जाता हूँ तो लोगों से मिलता हूँ, बर्थडे पार्टी में जाता हूँ तो लोगों से मिलता हूँ, उसकी स्कूल जाके पिकअप ड्रॉप करता हूँ तो लोगों से मिलता हूँ. तो आई गेट टू सी एंड मीट सो मेनी पीपल, आई डोंट नीड टू रियली सोशलाइज. बाकी का जो भी मैं अपने काम के लिए सोशलाइज करता हूँ, whether it's about a film function or events that I go to, that is of course part of work. So my life has become complete now because of my son.
You said लोगों का perception हो सकता है कि आपने बहुत मेहनत की है, to rear up your son, etc. But there must have been many nights you must be awake. He's cranky. Can you just, tell us about that?
There were not too many nights. He's always been a very, very happy child who slept through the night. Thankfully, touchful. And I've always had the right kind of help. And of course, कभी-कभी कौन सी स्कूल में इसको दाखिल करना है? That was a question that I took a while to decide. And every milestone, when he was walking, when he was talking, and thereafter then he made friends के साथ वो कैसे रहता है, all these things are like part of growing up, and I enjoyed every milestone. So I won't say that there weren't any challenges, but I've just had fun with all the challenges. So easily I think I wanted to write this book is to show people that, even though it has been a lot of work and it's been consuming, it's something that really felt like, I took to it like a fish takes to water, because I wanted it. I was old enough to handle it, and I wanted it at that point of my life, and it came to me at the right point of my life, and it's really completed me. So it's been, yes, it's a happy book. It's a book about my journey, and most of it is all about happiness. But yes, it's a lot of work. It's there are confusions, there are milestones that have to be crossed, and I hope I'm doing it well.
You're also getting into real estate. It's fantastic. What are the plans for this real estate thing and acting as well at the same time now?
Well, of course, acting is my passion, and that's the first, obviously, that is my main profession. And of course, I am also a producer now, so gradually producing movies also. Yes, my father is into real estate. That is his passion, and he is involved in a couple of projects, but it's not that I'm getting into it right away. I do help him, but it's his baby, and he's busy with it. So it's been a few years that we've been involved in real estate, and where it takes us, we don't know yet, but it's been good fun so far and very rewarding. But I'm just helping my father. So let's see how involved I get.
Lovely. Thank you, Tushar. Thank you so much for this interview. And I wish you, Lakshya, Ravi, Ekta, Jituji, and Shobhaji all the best in life.
Thank you so much, Vicky. Thank you.